Right, let's get going. Carter, come on, do you want to get in? This video is about, oh, get up then, jump. Oh, you're such a lump. Right, get comfortable because this video is about you, so we need you to be quiet, no piggy snorting. I'll give you a treat to keep you quiet for the start. Hey guys, now anytime I try and film a video like this, if he comes and sits with me, he does like these snorts and all you can hear down the microphone is... So yes, today's video is about the lovely Carter. Do you know what? It wasn't even a planned video. I was just in the shower, hence still the wet hair. And I thought, you know what? I've done videos in the past, which I will link down in the description box, but I've done videos about Carter and questions that many people have asked me over on TikTok or Instagram, but I've never really just sat down and talked about him myself. Like the journey we've been on, I kind of guess the title of this video is like, should you get a Chow Chow? When people are considering a breed, I think it's like, there's so many breeds out there. It's like, is a Chow Chow the right breed for you? But I guess to start, I would say something that I did was, how do I put this? So you should read up about breeds before you get them, obviously. Have a look at certain things about them, but don't believe everything you read, because if I did believe everything I read about Chow Chow, Carter would not be sitting here today, because they do not get a good rep, but we will get to that point. But I would say it's more of reading up things about kind of, are they independent dogs? Are they needy dogs? Do they need a lot of space? Are they fine with smaller spaces? Because when I got him, I was currently living in a flat, but I knew that I was moving into a house. So I was fine to get a dog that was going to grow, even though I didn't even know, but I got a mini version of a Chow Chow because everyone I see is like, oh my God, I thought Chow Chows were bigger. I was like, yeah, me too. I thought I was getting a bear, and then instead I got you little miniature version, but I love you. I wouldn't change you for the world. I just wish you were a little bit bigger and scarier. But yeah, I knew that I was going to have space. And then also I knew that with my job, I tend to go into London some days for a couple of hours, and I didn't want a dog that was going to get anxiety and couldn't cope with me being outside of the house. So I got a very independent dog, which Chow Chows are known to be. So yeah, I think it's just reading up little bits of information about, does the dog suit your life? In terms of their like personality, and yes, that's the neighbor. You're perking your head up. In terms of their personality and stuff, I guess that's down to you. I do truly believe it's the owner that can kind of adapt how their dog are and how they act. But yeah, in terms of the personality and stuff, I wouldn't believe everything you read. But I will try and find one and link it down in the description box. But there is quizzes and stuff that you can do about dogs. So basically you can fill out questions about your life and what sort of dog you want, and it will recommend a dog. I personally didn't get a Chow Chow, so I didn't clearly listen to the quiz, but it's always worth giving a go just to see what kind of breed comes out. So many people say to me, oh my God, I want to get a Chow Chow. Should I get a Chow Chow? So I guess I just want to go through the good, the bad, and the ugly as to, is a Chow Chow right for you? Should you get a Chow Chow? So when I got Carter as a puppy, one thing I would say is they are quite stubborn, but a lot of the things I read said that they don't really do much like commands and they don't listen to you and everything. But I would completely disagree with that, because my brother's dogs are like 12 and 13 and they still poo and wee inside of the house. Carter, within 3 months, literally learned how to wait and pee outside, which I think is incredible, because as I said, we were living in an apartment at the time, so we had a balcony, but he still learned not to wee on the balcony. He learned for the 2-3 times that we'd go out the day to hold his wee. So I would say that you would, depending on how you do your training, I mean, I just watch YouTube videos, but the whole puppy pads and taking them out and like the strategic way of learning them not to wee inside, he very quickly picked up on that. Tricks and stuff you may have seen on my Instagram or my TikTok and stuff. He does little tricks like paw, lie. He does kiss. When you say kiss, look, watch. Ready? Kiss. He does things like that. He does up. But it kind of stops there. I mean, if you can get your Chow Chow to do more, amazing. But I mean, I tried to do rollover for many, many months, and the dog does not love to be on its back. So he just does not roll over. If you want a dog that's going to do 1,000,001 tricks, Chow Chows are probably sorry, a big lorry gone past, are probably not for you. Kind of fast forwarding things, again, something that I read up about Chow Chows were that they were really bad with children, they were bad with people, they were bad with dogs. And I can only personally talk about our experience. I can only talk about Carter because I haven't met every single Chow Chow. But I do disagree with that personally. And I always put Carter around kids. I mean, I lived with my friend with her little daughter for a good 6 months, and she would drag Carter by his tail into the playroom because he didn't want to go. And he was so patient. He's never ever gone for anyone. Like, I mean, the odd nibble on someone's ankle just because he's excited, like he's a dog. But in terms of like attacking or being vicious, I have never seen that in him with a human being or a child. So if you have kids and you're worried about kind of, are they safe with a Chow Chow? Yes. Also, this is kind of something I've heard as well. I had my garden done recently, and one of the guys that was the architect, no, not architect, what they're called, landscaper, architect. They had just got a Chow Chow that was about 6 months old, and they've also just had a baby. And they said to me that the baby literally lies with the Chow Chow, and the Chow Chow just like protects the little daughter. And I think that's so cute. Obviously, I don't have children myself, as in a baby, so I can't answer that personally, but I had heard that recently, which I think is great to hear, that when I have children, Carter, hopefully, unless he gets jealous, would be fine with a baby. So I think kids and stuff, you'll be completely fine. And I mean, we walk on our morning walk down a street that's literally where there's 2 schools. So every morning when we go, there is 1,000,001 kids, and the kids absolutely love Carter. That's one thing I would say is, if you get a Chow Chow, I mean, I don't know if it's just Carter, but I'm sure it's any Chow Chow. But anywhere you go, it'll probably take you twice as long to get there, because every single person wants to talk to you. Every single person wants to stroke the dog, wants to show this dog some love, which is amazing, but it just means everything doubles in time. Because Chow Chows are a very unique breed. You don't see them every day on the street. I think where you see Frenchies and Bulldogs and Pugs and all of those sort of dogs, you just don't see Chow Chows that often. So people are like, oh my God, what dog breed is that? And I'm like, it's a Chow Chow. In terms of people and kids, I think you'll be pretty safe as long as you introduce the dog around people straight away. Some people get a dog, and by the way, I'm not some dog expert. I'm just talking from experience, by the way, in case people are like, who are you to tell me? But I think when you get a dog, I think don't just leave it in the house and go out all the time and not introduce it to other people, because then the dog is going to just become protective over you. You're so, I love you. We'll be done soon. I think if you just keep the dog in the house and all it knows is its owners or its kids, and of course it's going to be wary of other people. It's protective of you. But you've got to take it out. You've got to take it, like, go to your local cafe and have a breakfast and take it down to the park. Don't just let it in the garden. Take it for walks to meet other dogs. And yeah, like, introduce it to other people, to friends, to family, so the dog knows that, like, people are good. People aren't bad people. Like, people are good people. And Carter, literally, I think when I met my partner, he would say all the time, like, oh, he's not the most loving dog, is he? And I'm like, sorry, you need to close your ears in this bit because you're going to get sad. And I'm like, he is. He shows his love in many different ways. He's not a needy dog. And that's the thing. If you want a dog that jumps on the sofa, that runs around and, well, you do run, don't you? But if he runs around and jumps on the sofa and gets into bed with you, not a Chow Chow for you, because he won't sleep in the bedroom. He'll just jump off the bed. He likes to go in his own little area, sleeps, like, we keep him in the kitchen at night, and he's just so independent and happy with that. He doesn't need a lot of attention. He doesn't need a lot of your time. He's just a very placid, independent dog. And I think, again, that's the reason why I got him. Whereas some people love that dog that's just very needy and always wants you and always there. And I think that's fine if that's what you want, but I don't think you're ever going to get that from a Chow Chow. However, back to what I was saying about my partner, Carter, it's very strange. I think dogs are so intelligent, like so intelligent, even though people say that they've got a brain of a 2-year-old. I mean, it's a very clever 2-year-old, because Carter, when cars go past, he never ever runs to the front door. He could be outside. He could be inside. Yes, we're talking about you. And he will never ever run to the front door. But when my partner's car comes down the street, he runs straight to the front door just from the car sound. And then when the car door locks, it goes beep, beep. And he will literally go and wait at the front door for my partner to come in. Now, I think that's so cute. I think that's his love language, that he's like, I've been at home with dad all day. I'm bored as hell because he's just working or putting me in videos. I can't wait for my other dad to come home and give me some new loving. And that's just Carter's way of loving. So Chow Chows do give you loving, but it's just not in a needy way. Like my friend's just got a dog, I think it's like maybe a year now, and that dog needs to go everywhere with you. It gets anxiety if it's at home on its own, and I just personally would feel a lot of guilt about having a dog like that because I couldn't give it all of the time and attention that I need, because I do have a life where I have to go out on my own and I can't take the dog, unfortunately, with me. Now, one thing I did want to say in this video where I was saying about the personality change. You're okay. Let me give you another treat. You're being so good. You're not even snoring or snorting. Kiss. Paw. Paw. Yay! Good boy. You're really doing good on this video. Doesn't always do this right. One thing that's changed in his personality, and this is where I want to be completely honest with you, and this is new information from any video that I've done before. By the way, I will link some of my other videos down at the description box below, just so you can get more information on it if you're kind of really wanting to delve into the information. I've always said that Carter is good with dogs, and I still do think he is. Probably part of this is my fault, but basically where he's 3 now, dogs just don't seem to like Chow Chows. Now, I can't see it again every Chow Chow, but Carter, I've met other people with Chow Chows and I get the same information every time. And I think it's because dogs, I mean, I had his balls chopped as a pup because like after 6 months you can get it done. 6 months to a year, I can't remember what it was. But basically I had that done because sometimes dogs can smell their bits and it can kind of get their back up. So they say to get them chopped so they don't have that scent and they're not so dominant. It didn't fix anything. So if you're thinking about getting that done with a Chow Chow to change it, it doesn't fix anything. Dogs just can't read a Chow Chow's face because they're very different. I mean, they've got the black tongue, which is very different. They've got their ears pointed up, and dogs don't know what he is, and they kind of don't read them very well at first. So I think whereas 3 years has passed of Carter being attacked by dogs, I mean, I'm not like someone that has a go at people. I'm just kind of like, okay, cool, well, clearly they did do it. But people with their dogs off a lead, they run over to Carter and they always like start showing their teeth and attacking him. Like, I mean, he's so good because he's got fur that he doesn't really get hurt. But there has been a few occasions that, I mean, if he didn't have fur, he probably could have been bit into. And I think with that happening, he's built up this like defense mechanism now. So now it's like not the flip of it, but if a nice dog comes up to him, he just gets his back up. So you hear him, it's like a soft growl. And also because I don't take him off the lead, I think he's just a bit more like, this dog's off the lead, I'm on a lead, I feel like I need to attack, or I feel like I need to put my back up. So it does take him a little bit longer now to warm up to a dog, and that's such a shame because I think I'd always said like, oh, he's never going to attack a dog and he's so soft and he would never do anything like that. But actually his personality has changed. He's never attacked a dog, he's never done anything wrong, but you could tell if I didn't pull him back, there is a potential chance that he would just, I mean, it might even be play fighting. As I said, it might just me being an overprotective father. The reason why I don't take him off the lead as well to see if he can play with other dogs is because their recall is all awful. As I said, they can be stubborn, they can pick things up, but I have tried forever to get his recall, and when he wants to run over and see another dog or run another person, you are not getting him back. He just will not listen. So Chow Chows, I would personally say, always keep them on the lead. It's just not worth it. Like my partner and my family always go like, oh, you should just let him off, he's a dog, let him run free. And I'm like, yeah, let him run into a road and get run over. Let him run over to a dog that like is going to attack him because he's getting his back up at them. Like, you just never know a situation, so it's better to be safe than sorry. So kind of to finish off that point, I would just say make sure you always obviously try and put the Chow Chow around other dogs as much as possible so they know that they are fine. And you are going to get certain times where dogs are going to attack your Chow Chow just because they don't know how to read them. So that's something to be wary of. If you want a dog that every dog's going to love, again, a Chow Chow I probably would say is not for you. Now, one thing I have done a full video on, so there's no point me going all over this again, is the skin conditions that they get. I've heard this is very prone in Chow Chows. They get things called hot spots, which are like rashes, and they bite into themselves. You okay? Are you still comfortable? And basically, he had it so bad after like a year. I mean, I changed his food. I went for like an allergy test. You're like really pushing into my chest. And he went for an allergy test. He literally had so many things. I spent so much money trying to figure out what this thing was. And I worked out in the end, it was just something that Chow Chows are prone to. I mean, not every Chow Chow is probably going to get this, but majority that I've spoke to and read up about do. It's just a thing where they nibble into themselves. So if you do get the Chow Chow, don't worry if kind of this starts to happen. I would just say go and see your vet. As I said, I've done a full video. I will link it down in the description box with kind of medication and stuff that he is now on that has solved the problem. Since putting him on this medication, I've not had any problems since. The odd nibble, the odd like bite. I mean, he bites his paws sometimes, but he's a dog. Like, what do you expect? But yeah, that is one thing. Like, I guess like when you buy a dog, a lot of people say like, they don't want to buy pugs because they know they get breathing problems. Frenchies, they get breathing problems. So if you want a dog that like what you think is going to be like completely fit and healthy, yeah, Chow Chows do tend to have a few problems. I know that they can sometimes get problems with their hips and their legs because they have such big feet. They plod them along as you walk, don't you? You plod them along, which means if you walk them too much, you can have like, get them to have I don't know if it's hip replacements. I don't know if dogs have that, but like hip and leg and operations, stuff like that. So I guess that's a bit of knowledge. Don't walk your Chow Chow too much. One walk a day. Like you love your walkies, don't you? You've been on a big one today, so your ears normally perk up, but you're not now. But one walk, 45 minutes, maximum an hour, they are literally done. You don't need to walk them any more than that. Like if you don't have a garden and you are getting them in a flat, I'd say don't take them on a big walk. Take them out like once on like a half an hour walk, and then just obviously take them out a couple of times for a wee. Lovely. I'm talking about fit and healthy, and he's basically about to puke on my leg because, have you got a fur ball? They get fur balls sometimes because obviously eating their fur. But I don't want to make this video too long. As I said, it wasn't really expected. I just wanted to kind of like jump on and talk about like my experience and talk about like, should you get a Chow Chow? To kind of tie this up, should you get a Chow Chow? I mean, I can only talk personally. I'd say yes. They are such a loving dog, so independent, which is like, I mean, if you were a mother or a father and you wanted your kid, would you say I'd rather have a needy kid that can't do anything on its own, or would you rather have a child that is independent and literally can do everything and just doesn't bother you? And like when you're watching TV, I mean, the only problem is he snores the house down. So when we're watching the TV, I'm like, Carter, stop snoring. Not now. And he does stop for a little bit and then he starts again. But I mean, you can get over those things. It's like you kind of block that out. But he literally goes and does his own thing. And like where I put him in clothes and stuff on my social media, I've got fur on me. That is one problem. If you don't want a dog that molts, not the dog for you. He isn't that bad. Sorry, I'm kind of diverting it. It's not that bad. It's not like you get big clunks of hair around, but I mean, we do have to hoover probably every day, every 2 days, like because there is fur around, and where he's so lightheaded, like you do see it on the floor. Yeah, I would say a Chow Chow is a really lovely breed to have. It's just so nice to have in the house. It gives you love when you want to have love. I go and give him cuddles all the time. He probably hates it, but like if you see on my other social media, I put him in clothes and stuff. Some people say that's like so bad. He's a dog, let him be a dog. I mean, he is in the stuff for like 5 minutes. At the end of the day, like if a dog doesn't like something, it wouldn't allow you to do it. And he's just so placid. He doesn't care. Like I treat him really well. He gets loads of treats. God, it's really going on down my bloody neighborhood today. But they're just a placid, independent, but loving dog. So I think, yeah, if you want to get a dog, I would 1,000,000% recommend a Chow Chow. I'm sorry if this video hasn't really made much sense. I was kind of like, I want to do a video this week, and it just came to me in the shower that I'm just going to come on and have a chit chat with you all. If you do have any questions at all, like I said, please pop them down in the comments box below. I'll try and get back to you, or come over to my Instagram. Again, I'll link that below and pop the @ up on the screen if you don't already follow me. And just come and ask me a question. Hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see, they are a very cute dog. And I just absolutely love having him. He just lights up every single day. Everywhere we go, people are just so happy when they see him. He just like, you got a little teddy bear face, don't you? You got a little face like a teddy bear, aren't you? Hopefully you did get some kind of knowledge from this video, and hopefully it did answer some questions, or if you are debating if to get a Chow Chow or not. I mean, my personal opinion, go for it. I don't think you would regret it. And if you want any questions, like if you have any questions, sorry, about training and stuff, please pop them over. I am not a dog trainer, but I do think Carter is a very not mature. That's a ridiculous thing to say. He's 3 years old. Very sensible, very well-behaved. That's what I was thinking of. Well-behaved dog. And when I have met some other people with other Chow Chows, they say that he's far more behaved than theirs. So maybe that is my training, or maybe that's just kind of, I got very lucky when I picked the litter. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I'll try and do more videos on dog stuff. If you've got any recommendations on anything you want to know, or any, what are you doing? Or any dog videos you want me to do, or any videos in particular, then please let me know. But we will see you all very soon on another video. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. I love you. You're so good today, aren't you?